Shafele, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of iDiski Waya Waya in 2026. First and foremost, Bafetu, I want to say Happy New Year to you, compliment of the new season. And I would like to firstly thank you so much for being able to support this ever since we started it. And apologize, Bafetu, that 2025 we really didn't do much in terms of content. But this year we are back. This is iDiski Waya Waya, where we're talking all things South African football. And Betway Premiership is coming back. It's coming back and it's coming back with a bang. It is the second round of Betway Premiership, and it's gonna be interesting. We are starting on Monday, literally on Monday, the 19th of January. Betway Premiership is coming back. But before we get to Betway Premiership, Lalela, I wanna go straight to the Nedbank Cup. Last 32, Amatima Katiwe. It's interesting. I'm going to talk about a few teams. Obviously, our big teams, which is Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns. We're going to check it out to Guti as well as Nedbank Cup. But before we get there, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you press that subscription button. Please make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment, and also make sure that you share. And also, ladies and gentlemen, a big shout out to Ekaya Classic Records. They are helping us with sound. So if you want anything that's got to do with sound, please make sure that you contact us at Ekaya Classic Records. Yes, let's get straight into it. iDiski Waya Waya, Betway Premiership. So, okay, before Betway Premiership, let's get to the Nedbank Cup last 32. We know that the defending champions are Kaizer Chiefs. They won in Nedbank Cup May last year. They shaya Orlando Pirates 2-1. They won in Nedbank Cup, which was actually after a 10-year drought. They got to win in Nedbank Cup under the previous coach Unasratini Nabi. So they'll be looking forward to actually defend it. And the interesting thing here is that on their quarterfinals, which was in the quarterfinals of Nedbank Cup 2025, they actually played against the same team that they are going to be playing against. And what is interesting is that this team is the same team that they've played with. This team like it's cataining. They played with them in Nedbank Cup. They played with them in League, obviously, and then I think they also played with them with carrying. Yes, they played with them carrying knockout last season, and they played with them carrying knockout this season, and then they lost on penalties. So Kaizer Chiefs is gonna be playing against Stellenbosch FC on the last 32 of Nedbank Cup, which is, I think, is one of the games that everybody's looking forward to, and also considering that Stellenbosch, obviously, they won. We carrying knockout. They beat Chiefs kuma penalty. And also, what is also interesting is that Chiefs beat Stellenbosch in the same cup, in Nedbank Cup last year, kuma quarter final, and then they went all the way to winning the Nedbank Cup. So this game is gonna be really interesting. But also the interesting thing about this game, is Stellenbosch. The interesting thing about this game, Stellenbosch, obviously, coach also, Steve Barker, who actually went to Morocco, if I'm not mistaken. He's on Simba, if I'm not mistaken. And then now they've got a new coach, which is a previous coach at Kaizer Chiefs, which is Gavin Hunt. And we know that Gavin Hunt is one of the coach on Kaizer Chiefs. So it's going to be interesting to actually see that they're going to be playing against Stellenbosch on the Nedbank Cup last 32. So we're looking forward to that. And obviously Stellenbosch is also trying to get some players. We know that they're looking forward to get like Tsegofatso Mabasa, which is Orlando Pirates, one of the Orlando Pirates all-time goal scorer. Well, second all-time goal scorer after Benedito Vilakazi. So Tsegofatso Mabasa velegazi ukuthi uyenzeka uzohamba ngePirates. So Stellenbosch ngathi semthathe. But also Stellenbosch futhi sifuna one of the Kaizer Chiefs players as well, or striker. So it's gonna be so interesting to actually look forward to that and just to see which Stellenbosch is Morris, because they're looking for to get Morris, and we know that Kevin Hunt has worked with Morris with SuperSport, so they will be looking at bonke. So we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be interesting if Morris or Hamba Stellenbosch, and then Stellenbosch ne Kaizer Chiefs. It's gonna be so interesting to see Morris, because Morris actually is the one who missed the penalty against Stellenbosch. Penalty, we carrying knockout. So we're looking forward to that. It's gonna be last 32, and then Mamelodi Sundowns is gonna play up against Gomora United, which is playing on Motsepe League, and then Orlando Pirates will be playing against, I wanna say it, but it's Chakuma Matavanzila, TTM. I don't know if I got that right. I think I butchered it. But yeah, izodlala ne-TTM Orlando Pirates. Those are the matches. And then Amanya, obviously, you can check out some of them, the matches. So go to iDiski Waya Waya on Facebook page just to check some of the last 32 matches. But these are like matches for the pick three, which is Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Kaizer Chiefs. So we're looking forward to the last 32. Ama date haven't announced yet, but we know that I think Stellenbosch will be playing at home, so which means the game will be in Cape Town. So this is also going to be interesting to look forward to that. We're going to go deeper into that once the dates have been announced, so that we can just go deep and just go to our predictions. But the interesting thing is the Betway Premiership that is coming back, and it is the second round. It's going to be so interesting. Obviously, Orlando Pirates, Zulu, it's leading with 2 points. Sundowns to number 2, so Orlando Pirates leading with 2 points, and then they've got a game in hand, and then Mamelodi Sundowns is number 2, and then we've got Sekhukhune United in number 3, then we've got Kaizer Chiefs on number 4. So Sekhukhune United and Kaizer Chiefs, they are not far now because they are 4 points behind Orlando Pirates, and then Sundowns is 2 points behind Orlando Pirates. But what is interesting about Orlando Pirates is the fact that they also have a game in hand, so which basically means they have an advantage of being 5 points behind Sundowns. So we're looking forward to that as well. So it means they're going to be 5 points behind Sundowns, and then they're going to be 7 points behind Chiefs and Sekhukhune. So I know a lot of people are really saying, I know Sundowns is the only competition with Pirates. Chiefs and Sekhukhune, they're not look for, people don't think that Chiefs and Sekhukhune bangabangisa Pirates. But for me, I would say I don't think that people should delete or cancel Chiefs. Anything is possible, because if you look at it, Chiefs hasn't been conceding a lot of goals. The only problem that has been happening with Chiefs, they've been getting a lot of draws because they've been struggling with scoring goals. But if you look at it, they actually signed like 4 strikers. So they've got Igodaro, they've got Umayo, they've got Silva. So they actually signed 3 strikers. And then obviously they've also got Breeze, they've also got Wandile Duba, and then there's also got this young boy, Unaleti Hlongana from the TTC. So when you're looking at that, I think once they've got to find a way of scoring goals, I think anything is possible. And what was interesting, as I was seeing videos of a training as they back in training, I think they've got to Dylan Shepard working with the senior team. I think they are actually, because I think he was working mostly with the strikers. So I think they are really trying to make sure that they make sure that they correct the mistake of missing opportunities, because Chiefs has been playing very well, just that they've been missing opportunities. So if you don't score goals, then usually you get a lot of draws. So hence they're number 4, because they've been getting a lot of draws. But in terms of performance, I think they are way much better than they were last season. And I think already Kaizer Chiefs fans should really be proud of the co-coaches, Ben Khalib Youssef and no Cedric Case, because they've taken Chiefs to the next level compared to where it was last season. Last season they even failed to get into the top 8, but this season they're obviously in the top 8. They're obviously going to be in the top 4, so they can obviously be in the top 3, and there's a possibility that they can actually fight for the league, because league is a marathon. So it's just a matter of them making sure that they get all they score the goals so they can get to win. So we're looking forward to that. It's very interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, tell us what do you think about the second round. Is Sundowns going to claim the top, or is Orlando Pirates going to go all the way and win the league? We're looking forward to that. May is very far, so we're still in January, and May is so it is a marathon. It's going to be interesting to actually see this competition. I think Betway Premiership is going to be so interesting. And what is interesting also is that obviously most of the Orlando Pirates players are coming from Bafana, so they're coming with a lot of experience from AFCON. But also Pirates, we know that they left Umbogazi has left, went to MLS league, but also they've signed new players. They've signed Tijong, which I think for me, Tijong, I think it's called Tijong from Stellenbosch. I think Tijong is really going to add a beautiful flavor in that Orlando Pirates squad, and then we're gonna be looking forward to that also to see what's going to happen. And then Mamelodi Sundowns also, they've signed an interesting signing. I think unexpected. No one expected it, which is Owenzega. They signed Usaleng, which is also interesting because this is a ex Orlando Pirates player, so they got to sign Usaleng so to strengthen their squad. And then the Kaizer Chiefs, obviously, they didn't sign anyone this season, this transfer window. And a lot of people, fans, they were crying, why Chiefs is not signing? But for me, personally, I really don't think Chiefs need to sign any players in this January transfer window because they signed a lot of players before the beginning of the season. If you look at it, I think they signed players minus 7, 8 players. And some of these players, they haven't played. Like when you're looking at Chislet, for example, he hasn't played. Shinga hasn't played. Omar Boy only played. He only played like few games before Value for festive. And then you're looking at players like Umayo also played few games because of about injury. So in the players. When you're looking at the players that actually played, most players that were signed by Chiefs, they haven't played much. Even Silva as well hasn't played much. You know, but they were still trying to find himself. Igodaro as well was still trying to find himself. So I think Kaizer Chiefs fans should relax. Not expecting because. It doesn't mean anything to sign players when you can't play them because even other new players that you've signed they haven't played. You know, but we're looking forward to that. And then we've got the Betway Premiership games that are coming up. I'm going to just look at the few that are coming up. So Monday on the 19th of January, we've got Sundowns up against Opit College. So this is one of the games that we're really looking forward to it because ukwina kwe-Sundowns lapho kuzobe kusho ukuthi iyasondela kancane laphana kwi-Pirates. And then we've got on a Tuesday we've got the Kaizer Chiefs vs Golden Arrows, another game and ngicabanga ukuthi bayibheke kakhulu because obviously Manqoba Mnqethi who's coaching Golden Arrows is one of the coach ongafuna ukudliwa i-Kaizer Chiefs, but also Kaizer Chiefs will really be showing abalandeli babo ukuthi they still got an advantage, they still got a chance to actually get on top and maybe fight Pirate where it is, maybe fight Sundowns as well, you know, to fight for the league. So this is one of the matches that they have to win. And then interesting match that we have on Tuesday is Sekhukhune up against Stellenbosch. I think it's going to be an interesting game. It's Eric Tinkler up against Gavin Hunty. Eric Tinkler is one of my favorite coaches because I think I like the fact that Eric Tinkler is a coach who's always ready to attack. So it's up against Gavin Hunt, which is going to be his first game as a Stellenbosch coach. And, you know, Gavin Hunt is a coach who's very defensive. So it's going to be interesting to actually see what it's going to do with Stellenbosch. And then on a Wednesday, 21st of January, we've got TX Galaxy up against Marumo Gallants. And then on a Friday, we've got on the 23rd of January, we've got Richards Bay up against Siwelele. So those are games that are happening. So I'm going to go straight to predictions. Let's start with Sundowns versus Opit College. For me, I think Sundowns is going to win that game. I'm looking at like 2-0. Looking at a team like Opit, and also for the fact that they've even lost to Saleng now, I think it's not really a team that have a good squad. They've got good players, but up against a team like Sundowns, I don't see them winning there. So I think it's going to be 2-0. Sundowns up against Opit College. Chiefs up against Golden Arrows. It is a game that's going to be very difficult, but I think Chiefs is coming in with a bit of... I think they're coming in with a bit of like an upper hand, you know. They've been playing very well. They just haven't been able to score goals. So I think if they can be able to, because they're creating a lot of chances. So if they can be able to score goals, I think they can win that game. So I see also Chiefs winning that game. I'll say 1-0. I'll say 1-0, and then Sekhukhune up against Stellenbosch. I think it's gonna be a draw, 1-1 draw or 0-0 draw. TX Galaxy up against Marumo Gallants. I think it's gonna be a 0-0 in that game, and then Richards Bay up against Siwelele. I think Siwelele will win that game 1-0. So anyway, tell us what you think, Buffett. Please make sure that you drop in those comments. Please make sure that you share, you subscribe, and please make sure, Buffett, that you tell everybody about the iDiski Waya Waya. This year we're coming with a full force, Buffett. We're gonna be having episodes. We try to have episodes each and every week. It's talking all things South African football. We're gonna looking at the signings. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna soon predict the winning. We're gonna predict who's gonna win who we think will walk away with the league and all those things in the Betway Premiership. Ladies and gentlemen, this is iDiski Waya Waya, hosted by your boy King SMS Wite. Please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you share. You tell everybody that iDiski Waya Waya is back and we are just here. Please make sure also that you check us on our Facebook, iDiski Waya Waya. We're also there on our TikTok, iDiski Waya Waya. Please, everywhere but iDiski Waya Waya. Ladies and gentlemen, this is King SMS. This is iDiski Waya Waya. This is Betonga TV. See you on the next one, same time, same place. Let's keep on watching South African football. Let's keep on supporting South African football. Bye, thank you so much.